Now, this is the story of Franky and Johnny. It's a pretty simple, everyday story of a girl and a boy and the other girl. In essence, the eternal triangle bit. Now, Franky was a real sharp chick, as sharp as they come, and Johnny was a real cool cat. Aside from being blessed with other talents, Johnny played the trombone, and believe me, this boy could really wail, as you'll hear. Let's wail the first chorus. Now, Franky and Johnny were lovers. Oh, Lordy, how they could love. They swore to be true to each other. Just as true as the stars above. He was her man. But he'd done her wrong. Well, this cat really goofed, but bad. Now, Franky was a most kind-hearted chick. And I mean, she was really very generous when it came to spending her bread, money that is, on Johnny. You might even say she was his sponsor. Now, for instance, she sponsored him for some real gone vines. Clothes, that is, you know, Ivy League, single-breasted, three-button suits with a single vent in the back, and the shirts with a button-down collar and the narrow tie bit. Not only that, but kind-hearted as she was, she hated to see him without wheels, transportation, that is. So she bought him a short, short being a more refined word for automobile, you know. Now, this was not just an ordinary short, but the grooviest short you ever laid your eyes on. A solid white Chrysler Imperial with a spare tire on the rear deck. Now, you know this boy Johnny was really living. He used to hop into the short every now and then and take a ride down to the local saloon. He'd bring his trombone, and he'd sit in and wail with the cats. Let's hear that boy wail. Now, there was a little chick by the name of Nellie Bly who used to hang out here on session nights. She really dug the sounds, a true music lover. In fact, she was even a subscriber to the Columbia LP Record Club, so you know she was down with the scene. She really got the message when Johnny blew that horn. To put it plainly, she had big eyes for this boy. Now, a little later this same evening, by pure coincidence, of course, Franky showed up on the scene looking for you-know-who. Her timing was slightly off because Johnny was not on the premises. So she calmly cooled it over to the bar and ordered a couple of double vodka martinis and started sounding the bartender about the whereabouts of her wandering man. Now, the bartender, being of the helpful kind, offered some very pertinent information. Quote, Mr. Bartender. Now, I ain't gonna tell you no story, baby. I ain't gonna tell you no lie. Your Johnny was here about an hour ago with a gal named Nellie Bly. Now, he was your man, but he's doing you wrong, baby. Well, sir, that's all Franky had to hear. Big-hearted as she was, this was where she drew the line. She immediately split from the scene, that is, she left rather hurriedly, and made a stop at the nearest hock shop where she picked up on some hardware, the .32 caliber variety. Then she hailed a cab and headed for the local motel on the outskirts of town. Now, when she arrived there, what do you think she saw parked right in front of Ye Olde Motel? That's right. It was that solid white Chrysler Imperial with a spare tire on the rear deck. Now, this, of course, was enough to make even the most trusting female suspicious. So, Franky tiptoed over to the door, and although she heard the sweet strains of mood music emanating from a radio, she just couldn't convince herself that a music appreciation course was being conducted in there. So, she calmly shot a few holes in the door and saved the rest for Johnny. Oh, roll me over easy. Oh, roll me over slow. roll me over my right side, honey, where the bullets ain't hurting me so. You've shot your man, 'cause he done you wrong. Well, that's it. This boy had it. As the original version has it, this story has no moral. This story has no end. This story only goes to show that if you're about to park your solid white Chrysler Imperial with a spare tire on the rear deck in front of some motel, you'd better make darn sure that you're checking in with your sponsor, Dad.